Welcome back to Get in the Cashflow Game with K&K, where we talk about investing in real estate, cash flow, building wealth, and all the lessons we learned along the way. And if you can, do me a huge favor, please like and subscribe this podcast, share it with your friends and family. That way we can continue to bring you value every week and get bigger and better guests on the show. I've been working on this for the past few months. You know we always want to bring as much value as we possibly can, and our partner, Prime Corporate Services, is all about bringing you a service you can't get anywhere else at a price you can't get anywhere else. Whether you're new to owning a business or owning a property, or you're an experienced property owner or investor, Prime Corporate Services is not only going to help you, but they're going to make the process so much easier. So if you book a call, the first thing they're going to do for you is help you understand what your business structure should look like, your corporate structure, tax planning, estate planning, all of that. Maybe you're saying, I'm brand new to starting a business and all this sounds foreign and complicated. Remember, this company helps new people just getting started every day. They're going to help you form the entity that's best for you and walk you through the process. Before I found this company, we paid thousands of dollars to other attorneys, CPAs, and consultants to try to understand exactly how we need to be structured to be as protected as possible. We've also gone the other route and used online platforms to form entities which unnecessarily put us at risk. You guys, you don't have to do that with this company. They'll do all of these things for you at a reasonable price, so you never have to think about saving money at the expense of exposing yourself to liability. We've searched high and low, and you will not find this much value anywhere else. All you have to do is schedule a free call today. Just go to primecorporateservices.info/GITCG. Once again, that's primecorporateservices.info/GITCG. We'll also leave the info for you in the show notes. So we're talking about the opportunities in the market. Is this going to be a short one?
Well, you know, it's a great topic. It's a good question. As Krystle, or we would always tell you, or any good real estate investors, there's an opportunity in any market. There always is. A lot of it's where you get your information, your mindset. Can you get money, financing? Obviously, a lot of people are going to be scared, nervous. So my thing is we've talked to a lot of people. I would say the opportunity, I'm going to talk 1 to 4 because I'm not going to talk 5+ because we'll let Krystle answer that. The opportunity in the market, I think, is a little bit, it's here now. We're a little ahead view. You guys are a little bit, your sellers are a little bit behind. They haven't accepted reality. They still are.
Cap rates are the same.
They still are, they're still in the delusion they're going to get the price of yesterday. So
your rate is going to be 6.25, but you're going to buy it at a 4 cap, okay?
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah, there's
Somehow
your opportunity.
There's a deal in there. I don't know.
So for us, Krystle and I know, because Krystle, we just watched the market, just where we live, went from no price reductions to people getting massive price reductions. So opportunity for me is, I think, pretty simple. The opportunity is, besides the rate, if you took the rate out for me, definitely, I feel like the prices are down. I feel like, unfortunately, sorry, sellers, if you're gonna play the game of selling, you're gonna pay. I'm hearing sellers are paying for fixing roofs, paying for closing costs, paying for 2-1 buy downs, paying off solar. We heard of somebody came in $65,000 of paying, and this is probably not even a $1 million house. So it's buyers' time all the time. If you like a property, I would say this: if you are going to lowball somebody, I would say, if you are they going to get insulted? Don't worry about it, but make sure you are ready to close. Make sure you're pre-approved. Make sure you have your money lined up. And when you write that offer, my thing is, if you can go in and write a 15 or 21 day close, because if they're going to take your crappy offer and have to swallow it, they're going to be like, fine, I'll take it, but this thing better be done quickly, And so that's what I'd recommend. The opportunity is for the buyers. You might have to put in multiple offers. You might have to wait for a deal to fall out. I'm getting people where the first buyer fell out and they come in. Let me tell you, that is an upper hand. I have it. We are the third buyer. And let me just tell you, they're getting a better deal than the first buyer, because that seller's like, oh my gosh, are they going to close? And it's like, that's why I told you, I tell them, go in with a quick, let's close and get it done. But the opportunity is here. I mean, Krystle, the houses that were listed 7 months ago, we didn't know rates were going to be this high. So if you can buy right now and you can swallow these high rates and you can get through and you can buy, and there is that opportunity, and it comes available to refi in the future. That's, at a 4 or 5% rate, you're going to be, I mean, I don't know I can't tell you it's going to happen forever, but from what you just paid a year ago to today, it's definitely a lot better deal.
Yeah, I agree with you on all those things. As most of us are seeing and hearing, cap rates on multifamily really haven't changed just yet. So there is a disconnect in the market, which is why there's not a lot of activity happening.
When did your rates just go up though? When did you really get the bump?
Really, I mean, rates have been going up. Don't get me wrong. They're up dramatically, just like all of us from the beginning of the year. But I really noticed like a halt happen like in September because the Fed had hiked rates a couple times before, and then they went on like summer break in August, right?
Beginning of September, that's when you guys.
Yeah, so because honestly, in August, it kind of felt like, oh, things are okay again. Like nothing's going on, Everybody was kind of like still buying and doing things, and then September came and they raised rates again, and it was just like, ugh. So, that's kind of what we're seeing. And also I have noticed that our banks have been much quicker to raise rates. So we usually tend to trail behind. And now, like, people were saying, oh, it's built in. It's already built in, like, oh, the Fed's raising rates this week. Oh, but it's fine because it's already. Stop saying that because that ain't true anymore. The lenders just keep raising the rates like steadily because we know that there's more rate increases coming, and because they are trying to reduce the amount of debt that they're putting out there on the street. Like it's
but just, also too, their borrowing costs, what they got to go borrow is more expensive. Like so.
It is, but they're like, we've already discussed this, that they're being incentivized to like keep capital, right? They don't want a bunch of debt going into the market. They want to stop the flow of money. So
just to sum that up, what Krystle's talking about is that the Federal Reserve, you can park your money there, right? An institution, a bank. So think about it this way. I'm a bank. Take $5-6 trillion. It's literally parked at the Federal Reserve, and they're paying them 5%. So if Krystle owns the bank and you're going to get 5%, why would you go pay a loan officer, take a risk on a loan, a business loan, or anything when you can just get 5%? Where is the motivation?
And that is being done on purpose.
Yeah.
Like they need to slow the train down. They need to really stop the train. So anyways, in terms of opportunity, we were talking about opportunities. If you're a real estate investor, you know that aside from cash flow, you also get huge tax benefits by investing in real estate. But are you taking full advantage of all the potential tax benefits? We've been working with Tim Looney at CSSI for a few years now, and he's saved us and our clients hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in taxes doing cost segregation studies on our properties. Let me give you an example. We bought a property in 2019. If we had just used straight line depreciation method, we would have saved about $18,750 on our taxes. But because we did a cost seg, we saved $258,000 in the first year. That's $239,350 more in the first year alone. The other great thing is, if you're classified as a real estate professional, you can apply this to other sources of income like your W-2 income or 1099 income, and you can also roll over any unused depreciation to future years. If you've owned your properties for a few years already, don't worry. You can still do a cost seg and save big on your taxes. This isn't tax advice, so consult your CPA to see if you qualify to take advantage of these benefits. And if you're interested in learning more, listen to episode 104 with Tim Looney. You can call or text Tim at 318-469-9861 to schedule a complimentary property analysis, and make sure that you mention that you were referred by Kenny and Krystle. So
no, we're talking about why the rates
right, but in multifamily, I think I know the opportunities are coming, but we are still like in this, just like everyone's kind of we're having like a standoff right now, and the standoff isn't like really over just yet. So are there deals in the market? Absolutely. But you're going to be dealing with a lot more. You're going to be looking at more deals. You're going to be having more problems. Like if you're a broker and you're trying to sell properties in this market, like there's just problems, right? Like you didn't lock in your loan. The rate went up higher. So now you got to go back to the seller and ask him to cut the price. The seller's already pissed off because he already came down on his price, and he said he's not coming down anymore. And so now you're trying to like play this game between buyers and sellers. So the deals are going to be a lot tougher to get done in this market, but there are people that are going to get good deals. Yeah. I can tell you though, like if you're a flipper, you're not doing business in this market. Like this is not the fix and flip market anymore. So you are having to pivot into other things. Like if you're gonna buy, you should consider yourself a buy and hold right now, right? Like you're buying in this market.
And that's what, and that's a good point. Because before I forget, I forgot to mention this. One of the opportunities that I am seeing is flippers. Unfortunately, I feel bad, but they probably did really well. The ones that bought probably a deal at the beginning of this year, they bought it high and they put the money in and they're writing a check right now to close the deal.
Yeah.
We know people. I literally, on one of the videos we shot, remember we went over Monty, like they bought it for $940. They sold it for $997. They put probably 150, 200 grand. Krystle knows that that's at a minimum how much things cost. So the opportunity is, if you're a buyer too, you can go buy a flip that's done. You don't have to do anything and you're getting a good deal. But the other thing is what Krystle's mentioning about the long term. A lot of flippers that bought coming out of 08 and stuff, I know it's a different market. They bought and they didn't flip right away because they knew the market was going to go up, right? Or back down. So they were buying, holding, renting. And then what happened when they feel like the market is starting to go up, then they would go get them out, fix it up, then sell it. So the flippers now might have to hold for a year or two.
Yep.
But
guess what? The auctions are starting again. There's going to be foreclosures. There's going to be auctions at the courthouse steps. They're coming again. I just saw somebody on Instagram going to one last week. So all of these things are going to be coming. There are going to be opportunities. Unfortunately, someone else's loss is going to be another person's gain. And that is just like the cycle of the market. Like that's what's happening. So there will be those opportunities. What I really think the real opportunity is right now, if you're, an apartment investor, or you're kind of like new to this and you're like, dang, I'm getting like halted right now. Like I was getting some momentum, is really just investing in yourself. Like this is the time to sharpen your skills. You have more time than you've ever had. What about I know every single person listening to this right now has a list of things they said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then you were just busy and you never got around to it. So the opportunity for you now is to do all of those fabulous ideas that you had. Now is the time to work on it because you're never going to have this time. When things get busy again,
that's a great point.
You will not have this time. This is your time to do all the shit that you never got around to.
Set up that LLC. Go get those business bank accounts. Go get your trust done. Go get your will done. Go write a business plan. Go to those networking classes. Go find mentors.
Whatever. Sign up for that course. Go to that group. Whatever. Do all those things because this time will be over faster than you think. So the real opportunity now is to do all of those things instead of sitting around and being stressed out about what's going to happen in the market. Because guess what? It's not going to change what's going to happen. But you can change how you come out of it by actually doing things like taking action, starting that side business that you always wanted to start, trying to raise money for that idea that you had, that other business that you were going to do, taking that course that you always wanted to take. All these things that are going to build your business, build your net worth, build your wealth, help you to succeed. This is the time to do it because you're not going to get this time back. So the thing is that I've noticed, like we've talked about this, is that so many people, people are slower than ever and you can't even get a phone call back. It's so funny because I'm like, I know you don't have anything going on. So what are you doing? Like watching Jerry Springer on the couch, taking a nap, having a beer at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know what you're doing, but
5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah. It's so crazy to me because you're like, everything should be looked at as an opportunity right now because if you are looking for opportunities, you will find them. But if you want to sit around and cry about how the market's tanking and how everything's going to hell in a handbasket, then you're not going to see any opportunities in front of you.
Well, I mean, yeah. So there are opportunities. I love that. Good point, Krystle. I think we'll end on that. Until next time, guys.